where darkness awaits. Sunset came cold and colorless, shadows drifting through the pines like half-formed thoughts. I had packed my things while the sun was still high in the sky. Satchel buckled, cloak clasped, Opus standing alert beside me. But still I waited. I kept scanning the tree line, afraid that if I blinked too long, I might miss him. The strange man who had found me on the trail and promised he would return. 2 nights I'd stayed in this clearing, afraid to wander too far and lose the one chance I had to meet Thalanor. Every crack of a branch, every rustle of wind set my heart racing. What if he didn't return? What if Thalanor never agreed? What if this was all some foolish dream? Opus tapped my boot with a tiny metal leg, a reminder to breathe. You're prepared. The man seemed to appear out of nothing, just as before. Good. Thalanor has agreed to see you. I almost forgot how to breathe. Thalanor agreed? He didn't answer with words. He simply turned and started walking. I followed. The track to old Misfield Manor unfolded beneath a bleeding sunset, the sky shifting from ember gold to deep violet as the light thinned between the trees. Shadows pulled early among the trunks, stretching long and quiet across our path. The human who had come for me walked ahead with steady confidence, but each step I took felt heavier, full of questions he hadn't answered, and hopes I barely dared hold. Would Thalanor truly be there? Had I earned even the chance to stand before him? As we crested a low rise, Riften flickered into view behind us, its warm lantern light shimmering through the dark like a distant hearth. Yet, strangely, as soon as I looked toward it, it felt farther away than it was, as though something in the growing dusk drew my eyes forward instead. Then I saw it. Old Misfield Manor settled into the tree line like a shadow pretending to be a house. Close enough to Riften that the city's life should have touched it, yet somehow completely untouched, unnoticed. Its stone walls were soft with darkness, its windows unlit, absorbing the last of the day rather than reflecting it. It wasn't a ruin. It wasn't a fortress. It was something quieter, older, a place you could pass 1,000 times without ever seeing unless you were meant to. A slow, involuntary chill slid across my skin. Not fear, recognition, as though the manor itself had simply been waiting for me to finally look. This is as far as I go. the man said quietly. Thalanor awaits inside. Before I could thank him, he had vanished into the tree line, leaving Opus and I alone before the door. I swallowed, steadied myself, and hesitantly moved forward. I paused at the tall stone fence, my hand resting on the wooden gate just long enough to feel my heartbeat in my fingertips. A moment ago, the last sliver of sun still clung to the treetops. And yet, standing here, the world felt suddenly and impossibly dim, as if the light hadn't faded naturally, but had been swallowed the instant I approached. Old Misfield Manor exhaled a quiet kind of darkness, not menacing, but deliberate. A shadow set beside Riften's glow, close enough that the city's lanterns should have brushed its stones, yet somehow untouched by them, hidden in plain sight, overlooked by all who weren't meant to find it. I pushed the wooden gate open, its hinges groaning in protest. Beyond it, a modest courtyard unfurled, stone paths framed by frost-tipped grass, a few sturdy lanterns left unlit, and the quiet silhouette of a stable in the corner. And at its heart stood the manor itself, a grand Nord-style estate of layered stone and timber, with broad halls and multiple levels rising into the deepening dusk. Its presence was heavy but not hostile, as though it watched rather than welcomed. I swallowed hard. I had waited, and the human had returned for me. That meant I was meant to be here. Still, I stood at the threshold a heartbeat longer, letting the weight of the place settle over me, letting the darkness test my resolve. If the people of Riften ever noticed this place, I couldn't imagine how. It felt hidden in plain sight, a shadow beside a lantern's glow. It was in that shadow I now stood, and in it Thalanor Conneril waited. I stepped forward, hesitant, knowing forward was the only option.